Meet these two NPCs because they're really important for this video. We've got the excited green guy whose specialty is the bind spell. Then we've got the tribesman who's just really angry and stabs everybody with poison spears. Leave a like if you enjoy the video and want to see more bot busting content in the future. I've had hundreds of comments talking about the raw Karambwan-buying bots. The money making method is really simple. The bottom guy on the map sells raw Karambwans. The top guy on the map banks the Karambwans for a small fee. The bots can just run back and forth between these two NPCs, buying raw Karambwans at a huge discount and banking them. They can buy raw Karambwans from the shop at 110 GP. The GE price for them is 436 GP. So with the world hop removed, the bots can make about 300k per hour. And there are probably about 50 bots online at any one time, which means that all of the bots together make 15 mil per hour. And they run 24 hours a day switching off bots. So the bot farm makes roughly 360 million GP per day. The number of raw Karambwans sold recently has been going up almost exponentially. At one point, over 21 million of them were sold in one day. That's over 10 billion GP worth of raw Karambwans, mostly from bots. Most of these bots have accept aid off, so I couldn't tell the other them to break them. But the bamboo door into the Karambwan shop is quest locked. That is, if you haven't done the quest to get in here, you can't get in. And for some reason, it has the mechanic that only one person can use the door at a time. So if somebody spam clicks the door, the bot can't get into the shop. The bots seem to be programmed to go back to the same square if they can't get into the shop. So now I've figured out how to get the bots stuck as long as I continue spam clicking the door. I got this level 23 bot in iron armor stuck, and then I realized I needed another account, because the tribesman warrior who I want to get to attack the bot is usually 20 squares away. So I needed an account that I could bring the tribesman warrior over with to attack the bot. It turns out the bots not only have food, but also anti-poison to combat what I'm doing. So eventually the bot would kill the tribesman, but still be stuck. So then I'd re-lure the tribesman over once it respawned. And since this took 10 or 15 minutes, I had a group of 5 or 6 bots stuck in the same world. That's how many bots are doing this. And eventually, after 3 rounds of the tribesman dying and respawning, I got the bot to die. Now I want to know what you guys think. The bot's loot will not appear for me. I waited the full 60 minutes just to make sure, and the loot does not appear whatsoever. So comment down below, do you think death mechanics should be updated? Is there a good solution to update death mechanics and also mitigate people DDoSing each other? Let me know down in the comments. It's hard to know how much GP these bots could even be carrying. At minimum, they lose 1 or 2 mil when they die, but at maximum, it could be 10, 20, or even 50 mil. Since they're buying raw Karambwans 24 hours a day in such bulk, they have to have a lot of GP on them to actually buy them and send them to the bank. The tribesman wasn't enough to kill the bots in adamant armor though. I remembered if you cut down jungle bushes, you can spawn a Brudu victim, and they have a long range with the bind spell. I finally got one to spawn in a location I thought might work. So now when I get the bots stuck by spam clicking the door, the Brudu victim can over and over again attack the bots with the bind spell. It can also hit multiple bots at once, so if I get 5 stuck, the excited green guy will be attacking all 5 bots. After about 15 minutes of trapping an adamant armor bot with the combination of the tribesman and the Brudu victim's long range attacks, the bot actually ran out of food and anti-poison and died. So none of these bots are safe. I couldn't kill adamant bots without both of these NPCs. The tribesman is definitely easier to get a lot of bots to die with, but the Brudu victim, once you get it to spawn in this location, will just kill all of the bots trapped over and over again. So if you manage to get the Brudu victim to spawn here, all you gotta do is sit spam clicking the door, and the tribesman will probably come and help out too. I killed 5 bots in less than an hour, which probably erased more than 10 mil from the botter's banks. Now you may be wondering about PvP worlds. Do these bots actually log into PvP worlds? I looked at all the botting websites I could find. I found 3 bots that do this. Bot A and Bot B are from 2 different websites, but they're both relatively new bots that came out in the last couple years. They don't hop into PvP worlds. But I found a Bot C that was a lot older than bots A and B. So I camped in PvP worlds while I was luring other bots. If anyone was misinformed enough to use bot C, they might hop into a PvP world. I waited for over 5 hours without seeing anything. Oh, I got him right before the door! It was better than I even expected. The bot had 3.4 mil cash, and the trading sticks, which aren't worth as much, are used to send the Karambwans to the bank using the northern NPC. But it took me 5 hours to find this guy. And looking back on the footage, I did miss another guy, and he walked literally right past me. But you know, when you're watching Netflix and eating food, sometimes things slip. Just 1 hour after I got the first kill, another bot came in. I almost didn't catch it. This one had closer to 5 mil on it. So in total, I made almost 9 mil. And I waited another 4 hours, but didn't see any more bots. This isn't just a problem with raw Karambwans though. There are bots at almost every shop in RuneScape where you can profit by buying or selling something. Bots even go as far as getting a fire cape to access some shops. The ore shop in the Tsar region is botted by level 65 accounts with basically minimum stats to get a fire cape. They're selling, I think, mithril, gold, and silver or something like that to the shop for profit. I checked PvP worlds over the course of a few days and I think the bots don't go on there. But I'm guessing an Iron Man snuck onto a PvP world and sold over 2,000 mithril ore. The bots can make over 400k an hour. They're basically just buying ore from the Grand Exchange and reselling it, putting money into the game. Comment below any shop bots you have seen. I'd love to know what kind of bots you guys have discovered. This one though is massive. On every single free-to-play world, there's a level 3 or 4 buying feathers from the feather shop. I honestly don't know what's profitable about this because you can buy the feathers from the shop for at least 2 GP each, but in the Grand Exchange they sell for 2 GP each. It's a big brain bot. I made a low-level account with 13 mage to camp the free-to-play PvP world to see if any of the bots hopped in on there. And after less than half an hour, one of them actually did. I think they're really basic bots because when I attacked it, it didn't even move. And it only had like 65k on it, which I guess makes sense when you're buying 2 GP feathers. Also, I'm sure the ban rate on this bot is especially high since it's in free-to-play. And then within another half hour, the bot came back. I'm pretty sure it was the exact same bot. It had another 80 or 90k on it, and at this point, I thought I'd lucked out and that this bot would just come back over and over and over again. But I waited for another hour and the bot didn't come back, so. To be fair, I didn't see any other bots on the PvP world, so I guess this could be a new player trying to make some money but not compete with the bots on the non-PvP worlds. Quick side note, as I was going to show you guys the next botting spot, I saw a huge bot farm of agility bots in Relica. Literally level 3s with no stats except the first had 85 agility and the second one had 87. Unfortunately, a lot of the shops where you can make a lot of money are in out of the way places. So the next one is on Jatizo. There's an ore shop on the island that sells the ores for super cheap, but you need to have completed the Fremennik Isles quest to get on this island. And there's at least on average 1 bot per world, sometimes up to 3, buying these ores with minimum stat requirements to finish the Fremennik Isles. They all have almost identical stats and are combat level like 38. And for 24 hours a day, over 100 of these bots can buy copper ore, for example, for 2 GP, or coal for 100 GP less than the Grand Exchange price. It makes me wonder how frequently these bots are actually being banned, because the Fremennik Trials and the Fremennik Isles quests are pretty long, so to have so many of these bots, even if you botted these quests, it would take such a long time to get over 100 of these bots up and running. The Arrows shop in the Ranging Guild is a much lesser known botting location. I only say that because you can make so much money here, and if it was botted, you wouldn't be able to. Almost every world has the arrow tip stock depleted, but I couldn't find many bots. I hopped for over 10 or 15 minutes without even seeing one, until finally I spotted a level 27 with a pretty clear bot username, and of course they had all 1 stats except for the 40 range requirement. Most of the bots I'm showing have gotten requirements to bot the shops, whether it's a fire cape or a couple pretty long quests, or something simple like 40 range. You would think if they were banned daily, you would see a lot less of them. I decided to quickly test out how much money you can make from buying these arrow tips. So I grabbed 100k, set a timer, and bought arrow tips until the 100k was depleted. I think you make the most profit on the steel or mithril arrow tips, but it only took me 4 minutes and 10 seconds, and that wasn't doing it as fast as possible, to spend the 100k cash. And by the end of it, I'd made 170k. That means it's easily over 600k per hour, but only if not that many people do it. If a bunch of people who wanted to make money came and did it, these bots would lose a lot of profit. I think you know what I'm saying. I'm not even close to showing you guys all of the shop bot locations around RuneScape, but I'm sure there are also some I don't know about. So remember again to comment any shop bots you've seen and tell me what you think about the death mechanics. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys later.